stream not come up? Hit stream again. Go back and hit quick play again.
I first learned about Outreach Aid to the Americas when I was living in the DC area, and I learned that I was going to move to Florida in the near future because of my wife's job. And so I needed to find something down here, and I was hoping to do something in the area where I was already working, which was international relations, international development, working with religious organizations. And so I spoke with somebody who worked over there for the U.S. Agency on International Development. And I told him what I was up to and what I was hoping to do, and he said, okay, I know a guy who I think you should talk to, and he connected me with Theo Baboon on LinkedIn. And so we messaged, and when I came down here, I was able to come and meet with him and learn about OAA and its ministry and what they do. And next thing I knew, I was able to offer my services as a contractor, specifically working on communications. And so that's how we got connected.
Very good. So talk a little bit about your role and your involvement with the ministry now.
Sure. So I began with Outreach Aid to the Americas in January as a contractor, helping with communications, specifically on some of the Cuba projects, human rights issues, communications, for example, on social media, helping with press releases, drafting op-eds and other pieces. And I'm actually now very grateful to be able to say that I am converting into an employee, a staff member. And I'm going to continue to help with communications, outreach, with some of the advocacy and human rights projects, specifically with Cuba and also Nicaragua.
Very good. Very good. How would you describe the vision or the mission or the heartbeat of Outreach Aid to the Americas?
I would describe the mission and vision of Outreach Aid to the Americas as an organization motivated by its faith in God and its belief in what God has done for us through His Son, Jesus Christ, to share that love and that heart of God for those who are most vulnerable, most needy, in very difficult circumstances, whether it's poverty or in desperate situations where they are facing persecution because of their faith, to help them and to use support, connect them with people over here in the U.S., often people with more resources, more means here in Florida, who have a heart and who want to help, desire to help communities throughout the Americas. For example, in Cuba, Nicaragua, El Salvador. And so connect those resources, provide that help in various forms, whether it's humanitarian assistance, providing meals, to elevating their cases, their suffering, and speaking up for them in forums as big as the United Nations, places where they can talk about what's happening to them and help motivate action and help those people.
Bueno. So how is the Lord using this ministry to share the gospel, talk about evangelism, how it's opened up the door to talk about Jesus?
Yeah, I think the Lord is using OAA and Outreach Aid to the Americas in many ways to share and help spread the gospel and help spread the knowledge of Jesus to many people, to those it serves, beneficiaries, people who receive some of the assistance, whether that's meals or material assistance, trucks, and things like that they need, that they use in their everyday lives, and that can help make their lives better. But also even just really explicitly, really directly in some ways sharing the gospel by, for example, one of the projects is called the Solomon Project. And we connect with churches over here in the U.S. who say they want to send Bibles, theological resources, literature, laptops that have all kinds of theological content, educational resources inside to pastors in Cuba who are able to receive that, use that, to really equip them to care for their flock better, to help develop ministries down there better, and that includes seminaries. And so that's critical work. That's not just building up the leaders, the shepherds who are down there and who are often very talented and godly people, but who often just lack the resources or the means to access the information to help them to do their job better.
Awesome, very good. So talk about ways folks can get involved and support a ministry like Outreach Aid to the Americas.
Sure. Yes, we're always looking for new partners and supporters, of course, most importantly through prayer. There is no substitute for that, so we always ask people to keep OAA and the nations, the people that we serve, in their prayers. We also, of course, welcome financial support. You can visit us at www.oaausa.org, and you can learn there more about how you can give and the kind of impact that your giving can give. It can tell you if you give this much here, that how many families or children you can help and what you are providing to them through that giving. And so prayer and financial giving are two great ways that you can support us.
Very good. So why do you do what you do?
I am fascinated by specifically the intersection of international affairs and international development, and also religion, and how religious actors and faith-based actors like OAA and the partners that we work with, how those things come together. And so I've been in this kind of work for a few years, and so I feel especially privileged and blessed, fortunate to be able to now do this work for an organization that specifically, explicitly is motivated by the gospel and by its faith in Christ. And so I have a heart for seeing a difference made in the lives of those who need help. And I'm just grateful to be able to use the ways I think God has gifted me and given me talents to help meet a need, even if I have just a small part in that.
Very good answer. He's a keeper, man.
Well, I'm telling you, listen.
Last question.
I'm so glad that he's first, and I tell you what, 'cause I think for the first time in a long time, you've been hearing this testimonial about international development, how it merges with ministry, because it's just not all the ministry is the international work that's important, but under the base, under the umbrella of the Christian base. So that's
good.
fantastic. Oh, yeah.
Final question. Is there anything else the Lord put on your heart to share with us today?
I'm, as a relative newcomer to OAA and its work, I'm just, as I've said already, I'm thrilled to be able to be a part of this team, be a part of this work. And just as I see some of the stuff we're working on and the things that are on the horizon, I get even more excited, and I get excited about what's coming, what's in the future, what's ahead, the kind of work that we might be able to get involved with, and the new partners and people that we may meet and partner with, lock arms with throughout the Americas. And so there's excitement and gratitude.